So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you all about pattern breakers, a strategy that a lot of videographers use to help make their videos a little bit more engaging and to help keep those watch hours ticking over and the viewers on their videos all the way from A to B. Welcome back to another episode of McCall Media TV, whereby myself, Angela McCall, is on a journey to basically investigate just what effort it really does take an everyday person to launch a YouTube channel. And I'm spending the next couple of months investigating on a very deep level, or as deep as I can go, every influencing factor or metric that I think has a part to play in the make or break of my YouTube channel being a success or not. And so far we are now up to week 2, and I have to say things are going not too bad, but I reckon it's going to probably take me a good couple of months of consistent video publication before I even become a little blip on the radar as far as YouTube's algorithm is concerned. So without further ado, let's get on with today's video, which is all about pattern breakers. Now, pattern breakers are a concept or a technique that a lot of videographers use when they are creating their videos in order to basically break up the content, as it would probably suggest. So the sorts of things that you would basically witness as a viewer and not realise is different changes on screen. For example, if I go close to you, or I come back away from you, or if I switch angles, like I'm suddenly talking to you over here, or when they use B-roll footage, or if they do, not outtakes, but if they do other overlays on the commentary and all sorts of different things. Now there are loads and loads and loads and loads of different ways to break up the visual and auditory type aspect to a video. And the reason that you basically do that, if you can think of obviously monotone as somebody talking on a really flat level all the time and it's really boring, basically you need to have a sort of visual version, or avoid a visual version of that, shall we say. So we don't want to be visual monotone and basically bore our readers, and those little type of techniques and tweaks are a really, really cool and useful way of breaking up the video. Okay, so obviously video overlays are another very common strategy. So whilst I'm talking to you now, if I was demonstrating on something on my computer, what could happen is that I've recorded the video like I am to you right now, but then what I've done is I've also recorded my screen, and then I put that visual over the top and I sync the two recordings together using the auditory commentary. So for me, this is something that I do a lot, because obviously I am explaining to you guys how to do your videos, and the content that I'm delivering is a lot of work or lots of explanation using examples and walkthroughs and tutorials using software on my computer, not necessarily in this particular video but in my other videos generally. And so what I use is a piece of software called OBS, which is Open Broadcast Software. It's free to use. You can go look for it. I'll put a link below in the description as well for you, and from there what you can basically do is you can record your screen. So that's how I then get the two visuals and I can pan in and pan out. So that's one of the little techniques that you can use as well. You've also got B-roll footage. Now I am, the subjects of my video or my YouTube channel are one where, as I just said to you, I'm using a lot of walkthroughs and software, so I'm not really out and about that much. But depending on your own channel, you might want to be able to take some topics or some footage, for the topics that you're talking about. For example, if I was doing a video right now about how I'm launching this YouTube channel in Milton Keynes, and I'm thinking actually you guys don't know what Milton Keynes is or who it's about, what I could do like right now is I could put some overlay footage or some sort of photos or video footage I've taken of Milton Keynes, giving you kind of like a bit of a snapshot visually of what my town is like. Okay, so that's another little technique, but then in that situation I'm using B-roll footage, which is basically kind of like a buffer footage. It's not presenting, it's not explaining, it's not delivering any content, it's just there as like a filler visually to make things a little bit more engaging, and that's a really good strategy as well. I'm not very good at what I think is infotainment, which is basically being able to deliver content to you whilst entertaining you. I'm very, very, very business focused. It's just the way I am, whereby I know that some entrepreneurs out there are very, very charismatic in their personality. And if you have a personality that will allow you to present and basically sort of flirt with your audience, then use it, because people do find it not necessarily attractive but engaging. You know, it's the same way, or it's basically adopting those same sort of ethoses as to when you meet a person and you have this strange connection. You think, yeah, I can be your friend, or yeah, I can be your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. We have this ability that we can't really sort of say it's exactly X, Y, Z, but we have some built-in structure with us that allows us to be attracted to other people, both in a friendship-based environment where you want to have these people in your life and socialize with them and engage with them, and of course also in a relationship basis. And if you have a charismatic personality that allows you to sort of flirt with your camera, flirt with your audience, be fun, be engaging, a lot of people will buy into that basically, and they won't be able to say, oh, the reason I watch X, Y, Z videos is because they're really charismatic. They won't know that. They're just like you, and that I think is a really big player. And I think for me personally, I'm a little bit too business orientated, but I don't find it very easy to sort of flirt, shall we say, or be charismatic in that way, because for me, I'm very much, I suppose, old school. If I'm sitting down to do a video presentation, I'm sitting down to do a video presentation, and that's the way that I work. So hopefully you can get the sort of concept that I'm saying there, because I cannot demonstrate it whatsoever, but I hope that's another little tip for you that you can pick up on. Now, what I forgot to say with regards to infotainment is that there are also people out there that are quite happy to sort of act like the Joker a little bit. So it's not just about flirting, it's also about acting the Joker and basically making people, well, provoke their emotions to make them laugh, make them engage, because if they enjoy what it is that you do or the way that you do it, then obviously they'll come back. And there are a couple of gurus that I sort of follow, shall we say. One is on a Facebook environment, so not necessarily YouTube, but he's really, really good at infotainment. So he'll take quirky photos in funny predicaments, but there'll always be an underlying business message. So he basically breaks up the timeline stream of content with things that are amusing, and I actually find myself almost tuning into his Facebook group on a daily basis purely to see what nonsense he's been up to in the meantime. And of course, well, whilst I am doing that, I am always constantly getting that little bit of bite-sized nugget of information from him, and he's always feeding me and nurturing me. So that's something that a lot of people can do. But there is another lady on YouTube that I follow who does this quite well, and she's got quite a quirky personality, whereby if she's explaining something and it's becoming like not necessarily dull, but she needs to sort of pizzazz it up or give it a little bit of spice, she does things like I'm just trying to give you an example, like she'll say, hold on a second, I just need a coffee or something, and she'll go and drink a cup of coffee like she's talking to you regularly face to face in a coffee shop. And she has that kind of sort of charismatic personality as well that also makes you engage with her, and she'll be just like, hang on a second, if you haven't done this already, I'm putting a lot of effort into my videos, make sure you subscribe, it's rude not to, make sure you click on the notification button and all that kind of thing. And she'll stop and she'll be just like, just hang on a second. And I find that quite hard to do as well, but it's another little strategy if you can kind of engage a little bit more with your audience. Maybe it's something that I could actually work on, because let's face it, in the type of videos that I'm doing, it would work and it would be appropriate, and it might necessarily work quite well for me. So that's one for me to add to the to-do list. So there's another little idea for you as well. But the whole entire concept of pattern breakers is about being able to engage and keep that retention and engagement and the viewers watching all the way through your video. So I hope this has been kind of insightful, and I should imagine there are 1,000,001 other different strategies that you guys can adopt that I haven't even begun to think about or have thought about. And if that's the case, let's share this and help each other, because let's face it, starting a YouTube channel in 2020 with a platform that is basically receiving over 400,000 worth of hours of content uploaded every single minute from around the world is a major task. It's not like I started 8 years ago and the platform was like a quarter or a tenth of the size it is now, and it is a really huge journey that any of us, myself, you guys, if you're launching your own YouTube channels, are doing, has to climb this mountain. So let's support each other. Do subscribe, click on the notification button and all of that kind of thing, and put your comments, please put your comments if you liked what I said, got some other ideas. I'd like to know. I'm on a journey here with you, which is why my entire season 1 is called All About the Hustle. Anyway, I hope that's been really informative and useful to you, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Ta-da for now. Thanks very much for watching. Bye. I'm going to be talking to you all. That was good timing.